Hello and welcome to today's Tech Nugget by Coking.com. I'm Evan Hyde. I'm one of the SMEs with our team, and today we're going to be talking about recycle, and in particular recycle minimization. So there are a variety of internal configurations for the main fractionator in a typical delayed coker unit. I typically classify them in three ways. We have the zero recycle configuration, the low recycle configuration, and the more recycle configuration. So let's talk about the least common of the three, which is the more recycle configuration. And this is basically where you have an upper and lower feed configuration coming in from battery limits. You have two different lines on the main fractionator where the coke drum vapors can interact with the upper feed, and this is where it generates more recycle, and the lower feed generates less recycle. And the operator actually has the ability to manipulate the upper and lower feed independently of one another to sort of control what's going on in the flash zone of the fractionator. Now, this makes a lot of sense when you are operating in a high recycle mode and particularly making a specialty or a premium coke, or you are tower bottoms temperature limited. So there's a variety of reasons why you might actually want a little bit extra recycle, but most people are really looking for minimizing the recycle to maximizing the profitability of their unit. So let's talk about the other two. The most common is what I consider the low recycle configuration, and two of the three licensors have this particular configuration where there is some sort of internal trap out tray arrangement in the flash zone of the tower, but all the material that comes from the wash zone basically just goes down to the bottom of the tower, goes into the heater as recycle. Now, some of you might be curious, what is the range of recycles that are available? How low can you go with this configuration? I would argue probably about 2%. There are some sites that would kind of challenge me there and say that they're at 1% recycle, but there's some fuzziness in the data that I would argue that 2 to 3% is probably about as low as you can realistically go with this configuration. Now, there is a zero recycle configuration, and the simplest way to do zero recycle is basically to separate sometimes what we call the combination tower, the main fractionator, which is a combination feed surge drum on the bottom, rectification distillation section above. So you can separate those two to where the feed comes into a separate feed surge drum and goes into the heater, and then the coke drum vapors go to a separate tower and you take a bottoms liquid product off of there. So that's one way to do a zero recycle. And there's another way to do a zero recycle, which comes from our friends at Bechtel. So if you'd like to learn more about specifically how Bechtel accomplishes this, we don't usually talk about it very publicly because it's part of their proprietary technology, but suffice to say they have an internal trap out tray where they remove that liquid from the flash zone, take it to a separate processing facility, and it can be set up in a zero recycle configuration. So if you'd like to learn more about that, come to RefCom, talk to our friends at Bechtel, and you can learn a little bit more about how to minimize your recycle and increase your profitability for your delayed coker. I hope you liked today's Tech Nugget, brought to you by Coking.com. If you'd like to learn more, please check out our website, or you could attend one of our trainings that we conduct at RefCom. They are focused on boots on the ground, lessons learned, and new technology that can make a material difference in how you run and operate your coker. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today. We're available on all the social medias, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTubes, and thank you for watching.